Will all who are able please stand? God of mercy and grace, as we gather today for this convocation, we come before you with hearts full of gratitude for the blessings we have received during this academic year. We thank you for all those who will be honored here today and for all who have come to celebrate. As we celebrate, we are mindful of those who are mourning the loss of a loved one and those who are suffering in our community, our nation, and world. We ask for your peace and comfort for all. We also ask that you bless our time together today as we celebrate the accomplishments of our students. May your blessing be upon them in these final days of the semester, and for some, their time as students at Aurora University. We thank you for the efforts of our faculty, staff, and administration for their leadership, service, and work during these past months. May you continue to guide and direct as we serve you by serving one another. For all these blessings, we give thanks, and it is in your holy name that we pray. Amen. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. Success, excellence, integrity, contribution, outstanding leadership, creativity, enthusiasm, citizenship, and positive impact. These are some of the words that will be used today to describe the reasons we are here to celebrate. But these words, although descriptive, are ascribed to action and to a person. And that is what we are truly here to celebrate. The actions of individuals who have excelled, who have gone beyond the norm or touched someone's life in a particular way that made a difference. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am very pleased to share the excitement of this day with you. I hope the achievements you celebrate today will encourage you as you make your mark in your work and in your life. Congratulations to each of the award recipients here today. And to the seniors who will be graduating in a few weeks, you are very important to us. Soon, you will be like the 25,000 graduates who have preceded you at Aurora University. You are our success stories, the role model for current students and for those who might follow in your footsteps. And as your career grows and your successes are achieved, current students will also look to you and see what is possible in their own lives. So today, I want to thank each of you for your contribution to the history of Aurora University and for shining your own bright light during your time with us. The Board of Trustees wishes each of you every success as you take your first steps into your new lives as graduates of Aurora University. Thank you.
The lights go down, the curtain remains shut, and then the big voice says, the role of Laura DeLacy will be played today by the understudy. Laura has COVID. But I suspect she's with us via Zoom. We plan today as a special opportunity for us to celebrate her, to thank her, and for her to lead this convocation. And unfortunately, she came down with COVID, so we'll do the best we can. But I know that all of us wish, in fact, that she was here today. Over the last few years, it's been hard in so many different ways, but one of the hardest things for me was the fact that we weren't together. the fact that we couldn't gather for moments such as this, the fact that we couldn't say thank you face to face, the fact that we couldn't honor and acknowledge accomplishments quite so easily. Throughout its history, AU has benefited from the extraordinary dedication of women and men who make their work home on our campuses. The Honors Convocation in the fall is historically the event where we recognize those who have shared so much of their lives with the university through the annual Service Award ceremony. Today, we're catching up. We want to recognize employees for their service that we might have celebrated in 2020 and 2021. We are grateful for the full-time faculty and staff who has served the AU community for 5 to 20 years. Please take a moment to review the names of these individuals in your program, and now join me in a round of applause. Please join me also in recognizing the employees with 25 to 35 years of service to Aurora University. Please, thank you for being enthusiastic. Please stand as I read your name and remain standing until all names are read. In 2020, Amy Gray and Heather Granert celebrated 25 and 30 years respectively. In 2021, Vanessa Gaddy, Denise Hatcher, and Chaitnan Patel commemorated 25 years. Sean Green and Barbara Strasberg marked 30 years, and James Lancaster celebrated 35 years. Now we clap. AU recognizes the teaching excellence of members of its faculty and the extraordinary generosity of donors through the establishment of distinguished professorships. Today, we recognize 4 members of the faculty who are serving in this capacity. And it is my honor to present to each of them a special medallion to recognize their distinction, their service, and to be worn with their academic regalia. Would Jane Davis, Christian Pastorello, Gopal Gupta, and Lisa Pirtle please come forward? The Kenneth C. Corkum Distinguished Professorship in Life Science was established in 2022 by the Board of Trustees in recognition of a generous estate gift from 1958 graduate of Aurora College. Ken Corkum grew up in Aurora and graduated from West High. After serving in the Air Force in Korea and Japan, he attended Aurora College on the GI Bill, majoring in biology and minoring in chemistry. Corkum enjoyed a prominent academic career at Louisiana State University in the Department of Zoology, retiring in 2006 after 50 years. He was profoundly impacted at AU, or Aurora College, by Ethel Tapper and Dr. Pat McFarland. He credits them with inspiring his desire to become a professor. It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Jane Davis as the inaugural Kenneth C. Corkum Distinguished Professor in Life Science. The Marvel E. Davis Distinguished Professorship in Music was established by the Board of Trustees in recognition of the generous bequest Marvel made to her alma mater. In 1955, she received her Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education with Gold Ivy Leaf honors from Aurora College. In addition to a teaching career that spanned 23 years, she managed the farm that was part of her husband's family since 1836. Marvel was well known as a staunch advocate for open land and historic preservation. She loved cats. She founded a museum and a public library. Marvel loved music and was an active member of the First Baptist Church of Big Rock, where she served as a talented vocalist, pianist, and organist for over 40 years. It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Christian Pastorello as the first to serve as the Marvel E. Davis Distinguished Professor of Music. The Joe Dunham Distinguished Professorship in Ethics was established by his friends and family. He was a beloved member of the university faculty and died in 2019. Joe began his career at Aurora College in 1964, instantly standing out as a remarkable teacher of philosophy and religion. Joe was indeed a master teacher who impacted in many ways the lives of the students he touched over a 40-year career. His philosophy and ethics courses were popular choices. Students signed up for a Joe Dunham course, recognizing that they would work hard, learn much, and depart from the classroom with knowledge sufficient for a lifetime. In recognition of his work, the university granted Joe an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree in 2007. This was just one of a long list of accolades he earned at Aurora, including 2 Marcus and Mark H. Trumbo Awards for Excellence in Teaching, the Spirit Award, Academic Advisor of the Year Award, and the Meritorious Faculty Award. It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Gopal Gupta as the first Joe Dunham Distinguished Professor of Ethics. The Judith B. Dunham Distinguished Professorship in Nursing was established in 2021 by the Board of Trustees of Aurora University in recognition of the generous bequest made to the university by Judy. Judy graduated from the Copley School of Nursing in 1958 and subsequently worked as a general floor nurse, a head nurse, a pharmacy nurse, a private duty nurse, and an intensive care unit nurse. She helped to create the Dunham Scholars Program with her husband, John Dunham, for junior and senior year students at AU majoring in business. In 1996, Judy and John both received Doctor of Humane Letters degrees from Aurora University for their outstanding philanthropy and engagement in the community, and for Judy's commitment to the values of good citizenship throughout the world. It is my pleasure to recognize Lisa Pirtle as the inaugural Judith B. Dunham Distinguished Professor of Nursing.
Good afternoon. It is an honor and pleasure to stand before you as president of the Aurora University Students Association. Today, I have the privilege of presenting the following awards for 2020, 2021, and 2022. The Meritorious Faculty Award, the Student Advocate of the Year, and the Senior Award. The Meritorious Faculty Award is elected by AUSA for a faculty member's contribution to students and campus life. Please come to the stage when your name is read. The recipient for the award from 2020 is Cara Fenney. From 2021, Dr. Amy Johansson. And this year's recipient is Dr. Mark Peterson. Congratulations to all. The Student Advocate Award is selected to recognize a person who goes above and beyond to assist with students' concerns and helps empower students to advocate for themselves. I would like to present the Student Advocate Award for 2020 to Megan Rusi. The 2021 is awarded to University President Dr. Sherrick, and the 2022 award recipient is University Chaplain Mark Wolfington. Congratulations to all. The Senior Award is presented to the senior who made the greatest contribution to the class over her or his 4 years. The seniors nominate and select the winner. I'm happy to present this Seniors Award to Luke Schramm. Congratulations, Luke.
Hi, everyone. My students know I love PowerPoint, so. Dr. Sherrick, staff, faculty, administrators, students, and members of the board, thank you for inviting me to speak today. I've been an active historian for almost 40 years. If you think about the majority of the subjects that historians address, war, genocide, slavery, economic depression, civil strife, riots, revolution, injustice, it can be pretty depressing. All history majors have to write lengthy 25 to 30-page original research papers when they're in their senior year. I try to encourage a no-Nazi policy while they're writing these semester-long papers because I ask them, do you really want to live with the Nazis for 4 to 5 months? It's often very difficult to do this work psychologically. As a result of the bleak tone of much historical work, I've been doing something recently counter-dominant. I've been collecting historical examples of kindness. This is not an easy task. I want to share a few of them with you today. Example number one. Now, I'm a film historian by trade, and my first reference is movie-related. Actress Bette Davis was never known as the Queen of Kindness, but she did something in the making of her 1942 film In This Our Life that was pretty incredible. Davis's character in the film was far from an angel. Her character, Stanley Timberlake, yes, she had a man's name, dumps her fiancé and then runs off with her sister's husband. She literally drives him to drink and suicide. The jealous and selfish Stanley then attempts to win back her former husband's affections. That's not it. Out driving one night like a speed demon, she hits a mother and her daughter, killing the daughter with her car. Rather than admit to the crime, she pins the blame on her black chauffeur, Perry Clay, who was nowhere near the crime when it occurred. So where am I going with this? Well, there was a pivotal scene in the jail in which Stanley tries to butter up Perry, who's being held on charges for him taking the rap, explaining he's only going to have to serve a few years in jail and she'll make it worth his while. Now, director John Huston wanted to put Bette Davis front and center in this scene because it showed her selfish conniving to the extreme. But Davis insisted that this was really actor Ernest Anderson's scene, and she insisted he be front and center. This is what film people call mise en scène in this particular scene. She knew it was his moment, and this was a time in American history when black actors got very little screen time, let alone be the center of attention. When John Huston refused this, she walked off the set until she got what she wanted. And this was a little artistic and racial justice for her fellow black actor. Bette Davis could be difficult, but in times like this, and with her leadership of the Hollywood Canteen during World War II, she could also bring kindness to those who deserved it. Example number 2. Sometimes the acts of kindness that change the world are ones that demand the ultimate sacrifice from us. In 2011, a group of more than 200 elderly Japanese people volunteered to help take care of the nuclear crisis at the ruined Fukushima nuclear power plant. The Skilled Veteran Corps, as they named themselves, were comprised of retired engineers and professionals over the age of 60. They believed that they should be the ones to face the dangers of radiation, not the young, who might have their years cut short by the invisible deadly fallout. To step forward as these volunteers did in order to protect the lives of the young is one of the most touching acts of kindness a human being can make. Their example of kindness changed the world by setting the bar for self-sacrifice. Few in any country would be willing to lay aside their lives for the next generation, but these volunteers showed a willingness that leaves the world a legacy of kindness. Example 3. In 1987, the rhetoric around AIDS was fear-inducing and alarmist. The public were unsure about the nature of the disease, how dangerous it was, and how it could be transmitted. People with AIDS were abandoned, and healthcare workers often avoided them at all costs. When Princess Diana visited a hospital in London, she was photographed shaking the hand of a patient suffering from AIDS without gloves. It was a shocking moment at the time, and it made the public reconsider how they treated people with AIDS. This single moment of compassion changed the dialogue around AIDS, challenged the false belief that the disease could be transmitted by touch, and showed Diana's unwavering kindness for other people. Again, I'm a historian. I explain to my students that they've lived during 2 very difficult years. From racial injustice, a pandemic, and now a significant war, there's been tremendous strife, a significant loss of life, and deep emotional pain. I often compare this to the period 1918 and 1920, when the United States was facing the Red Scare, rapid inflation, race riots, and an influenza pandemic that killed hundreds of thousands of people. I've talked to Dr. Sherrick that one of the ways that I have gotten through this period of enormous anxiety was by practicing kindness. I'm convinced it's one of the keys to mental health and societal stability. Whenever I was stressed or depressed or panicky, I tried doing something kind for someone else, and I often found it was the exact medicine that I needed. I'm very lucky that I have a remarkable father. He's a former Marine and spiritually and mentally tough. He's been my role model my entire life. He's also one of the kindest people that I know. He has been retired from his job for over 20 years, but at 84 years of age, he has another job today. He and his wife, Ann, go to grocery stores, restaurants, and other places that sell food and pick up items before they've expired, but when they're ready to be thrown away. They do this 6 days a week. He then takes this food to new immigrants from Mexico and Burma, to food pantries, soup kitchens, and homeless shelters, and then helps feed seemingly hundreds of people every week. He doesn't have to do this. He's not paid for this. He does it because he's a kind man and he wants to help others. His kindness gives his life meaning. It's a reason to get up in the morning. I'm convinced it's also one of the keys to him living as long as he has. Now, kindness is a quality that's often associated with women, and only women, and I find this unfortunate. What are the qualities of a real man in our society? Toughness, arrogance, ambition, hardness. Why not kindness? Do any of you really want to raise a boy who is not kind to others? For me, the mark of a real man is one who self-sacrifices and who's kind to others, not because he'll get anything out of it, because it's part of his DNA. To me, this was a real man. This was a real man. This was a real man. This is not a real man. In fact, let's get his picture off. When candidates for faculty or administrative positions come to Aurora University, I talk about the kindness of our students. It's everywhere. I will commonly come to the front door of Denham Hall with my laptop, my gym bag, and 2 bags of books and papers. I look like a homeless person carrying all of his belongings. 90% of the time, I never have to ask a student to open the door for me. They just do it. I brag to these candidates about the volunteer work that our students do, the lines of our students to donate blood at the drives, the alternate spring breaks where our students do work for others. It's one of the things that make you all strong and successful. I'm asking you to please practice kindness. It's very easy at my age, I'm 60, to become a cranky old man, particularly if you watch too much cable news shows. Kindness has been shown to increase self-esteem, empathy, and compassion, and improve mood. Kindness can decrease blood pressure and cortisol, a stress hormone, which directly impacts stress levels. Kindness can increase your sense of connectivity with others, which can directly impact loneliness and enhance relationships in general. It can also be contagious. Looking for ways to show kindness can give you a focus activity, especially if you tend to be anxious or stressed in social situations. By now it's a cliche, but I live by the words of Maya Angelou. I've learned what people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Please go and create your own historical examples of kindness. Thank you.
Jubilant, full of grain and trees. jubilant, jubilant, jubilant song. Oh, the joy of my spirit, it is uncaged, it does like my feet. It is not enough to have this joy. For a certain time, I will have thousands, thousands, thousands. I will have thousands of loves and jubilant, oh to make a most jubilant, jubilant, oh to make a most jubilant song. Myself I sing, a simple separate person. I celebrate myself and sing myself a song of rolling earth, and of words according. I sing the body electric, sing the body electric. I sing the song of companionship. I sing the song of companionship. Jubilant, of companionship. Jubilant song of companionship. Jubilant, jubilant song. Come said amused. Jubilant, said amused. Sing jubilant song, no poet yet has chanted. Sing, sing, sing me. Sing, sing, sing. Sing me, sing, sing me. Sing, sing me. Sing, sing, sing me the universe song. Oh, the joy of my spirit, it is uncaged, it does like my feet. It is not enough to have this love. For a certain time, I will have thousands, thousands, thousands. I will have thousands of loves and jubilant, oh to make a most jubilant, jubilant, oh to make a most, to make a most jubilant
Thank you to our students for that wonderful performance. The English professor in me loves to hear Whitman put to song. That was wonderful. I'm Dr. Andrew Prawl, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I'm honored to present the undergraduate awards this afternoon. These students were selected by the faculty of the university after thoughtful deliberation. I encourage everyone to read the descriptions of each awards that you can find in your program. Behind each award lies so much hard work, perseverance, dedication, sacrifice, love, and possibly coffee, a lot of coffee. But the one thing I know for certain is that each of these students truly has discovered what matters. So we begin with the recipient of the Ethel Tapper Humanities Award, who is Damian Malik. The Stanley H. Perry Performing Arts Awards is presented to Cody Bratcher. The Eleanor and Samuel McFarlane Biology Award is awarded to Matthew Dylan Taylor. The Kenneth Olenek Social Science Award recipient is Trey Zuha. This year's Golden Apple Award is presented to Claire Springer. The Jennifer Warzala Award for Academic Excellence in Business and Leadership is awarded to William Jacka. The Sharon Beverly Award winner this year is Teal Zahn. Teal is unable to join us today, so please congratulate her. The Gertrude Benezak Award recipient is Jessica Rothwilson. The John Alexander Leadership Award is given to Gavin Withiger. The George Williams Legacy Social Work Award is given to Charity Dunleavy Todd. The George Williams College Outstanding Social Work Student is Fatima Gomez. This year's recipient of the George Williams College Faculty Award is Connor Prequas. Connor is unable to join us because he is presently at his nursing clinical. That's dedication, so congratulations to Connor. The Helen Finch Award goes to Samantha Sindra. Congratulations again to all of these amazing students. Job well done.
Coach Jim Scott was that unusual person who blended excellence in athletics with excellence in the classroom. He taught math, he taught football, and we present the Jim Scott Award annually. I'm pleased to welcome to the stage members of the 2021 Women's Lacrosse Team. Joyelle Edgecombe, Nicole Fisher, Margaret Flanagan, and Monique Gibson. The 2021 AU Women's Lacrosse Team had a record-setting year, and they're about to have one this year, too. They won the first NCAA postseason game in AU's history. They finished 11-4 and advanced to the Sweet 16. I know they're on their way again. Not only did the women on the team reach incredible athletic heights, they also impressed in the classroom. They were recognized as an Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaching Association all-academic team. Congratulations. I'm pleased also to present the Jim Scott Award to the 2021 men's golf team, another Spartan squad on their way to greatness. Please welcome to the podium Scott Boyagan, Craig Schlegel, and Jack Vercato. The AU men's golf team had an outstanding 2021 season. They won the NAC Tournament Championship, and they represented AU in the NCAA Championship field. The team missed the cut at the national tournament by 1 stroke, while Junior Jack was the first AU and NAC player to ever make the cut as an individual. Off the field, the team notched an impressive 3.64 grade point average. Congratulations. Years ago, trustee John McKee, who is back there, John, thank you for coming. John McKee created a special citizenship award. It is given each year to an outstanding student and an outstanding member of the faculty or staff. The John McKee Citizenship Award recipient is Dari Moore. We have 2 winners for the Faculty and Staff Citizenship Award. In 2020, the winner was Escortina Irvin, who you may know left AU and I think is now at Joliet Junior College. The 2021 recipient is Dr. Jane Davis, and the 2022 award recipient is Jennifer Everhart. In the front few rows of the auditorium, we have some very smart people. They are Gold Ivy Leaf recipients. The Gold Ivy Leaf Award at Aurora dates back to 1932, when Professor John Beach, a Greek scholar, suggested that the ivy leaf is a symbol of true scholarship. He felt that it was important to continuously renew scholarship, to celebrate those who possessed it. Way back then, Eckerd Hall was covered in ivy, and students were given leaves literally plucked from Eckerd Hall as a symbol of their achievement while on campus. Well, the ivy is gone, although for a while, a member of the faculty did grow his own patch of ivy, so we could continue that tradition. Today, Ivy Leaf recipients receive a gold medallion to recognize their scholarly achievement. Would all of you please stand? Thank you. I think I have a date with some of you at commencement. I can't wait for that day. Years ago, alumni of Aurora College created an award. They wanted to capture in a single symbol and in a single recipient the spirit that inspired their alma mater. And in fact, it is known as the Spirit Award. And it is, I believe, the highest honor that the university awards. The highest student honor is the Spartan Award. It exemplifies the core values of Aurora University, a student who excels in every way, as a person, as a scholar, as a citizen, is selected each year as a recipient of the Spartan Award. In addition to an exceptional GPA, while majoring in health science and minoring in psychology, chemistry, and physiology, the student who is the recipient of this year's Spartan Award was described by a nominator as a well-rounded student who represents the great values of our educational institution. This year's Spartan Award recipient has been engaged actively on campus and beyond, volunteering in the community, serving as a peer tutor, helping students in a wide variety of science courses. This year's winner also achieved numerous honors while competing as a student athlete. He was selected as a member of the American Collegiate Hockey Association All-Academic Team in 2019-20. He received HCA Men's Hockey Scholar Honors and was named to the NCHA All-Academic Team for a second time in 2020-2021. The selection committee was impressed by this year's recipient, who they believe represents all aspects of the Spartan Award and ultimately embodies the spirit, mission, and values of Aurora University. Please join me in celebrating Spartan Award winner Sean O'Malley. Each fall, an outstanding senior from each of the four-year degree-granting institutions of higher learning in Illinois is awarded an Abraham Lincoln Civic Engagement Award and thereby becomes a student laureate of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. This year, our student laureate is Gavin Withiger. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Where is Gavin? Gavin, come on up, Gavin. Gavin has been involved with several campus organizations, including the Student Nurses Association, the AU chapter of the American Association for Men in Nursing, and the community service organization Mu Sigma Pi, in which he served as president. He also has served as a peer advisor, a resident assistant, and a Spartan ambassador. In addition, he was a student athlete his freshman and sophomore years. Upon graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree, Gavin plans to work in a critical care setting. Eventually, he would like to pursue a doctoral degree in nurse anesthesia. Please join me in congratulating Gavin Withiger as our Lincoln Laureate. In 2019, Maggie Scherer retired. She too is sitting back there. This award honors the finest work of an AU staff member, the Maggie Scherer Staff Recognition Award. Staff play vital roles throughout the university. They teach, they mentor, they excel, they set examples, they hold all of us up. And it is important for us to pause as often as we can to recognize this work and to thank them for the unwavering dedication they bring to Aurora University every day. And they park in the garage. The 2020 Maggie Scherer Award recipient is Julie Hall. Now, back when we thought the pandemic was going to be short, some of us had lunch and we honored Julie. So that's why some people are getting awards and some people aren't. It's not that we forgot. The 2021 recipient is Nikki Peart. And Nikki, as you know, is not here. She has gone on to Lake Forest College as their athletic director. But we found a way to celebrate with her too. The 2022 Maggie Scherer Staff Recognition Award recipient is Bryn Landwehr Spey. Congratulations. And now for a surprise or two. The Spirit Award. One of this award recipient's closest colleagues says that what sets him apart is his ability to see the wisdom and, when needed, the humor in any situation. She describes him as an exceptional teacher and a real whiz at assessment. And who wouldn't want to be that? There are many ways to describe this outstanding person, but let me tell you a little bit about his background. He received his Bachelor of Arts in Communication and Computer Science at Aurora University in 2000. His ties with AU run deep, as his father is a graduate, class of '67, his uncle graduated in '43, and his brother followed him to AU, graduating in 2005. The respect he receives from students and colleagues is universal. His investment in student success is unquestionable. His desire to engage and impact students and everyone else is evident always. Whether engineering a basketball game or leading a writing initiative. And his commitment to leading with kindness is unsurpassed. His journey from student to instructor to full professor is distinctive. And his significant contributions to the development of a strong learning environment for our students is worthy of all of our gratitude. Outside the classroom, he's an accomplished musician who can play the banjo, the piano, and even build a violin. Rumor has it that he's a pretty good carpenter, too. Recently, he built Adirondack chairs for his 2 daughters. I'm delighted that his wife, Sarah, and his parents, Karen and Frank, are in the audience with us today. It gives me great pleasure to present the 2022 Spirit Award to Dr. Matt Neller. Students in today's audience probably met Dr. Laura DeLacy at some point on Welcome Weekend. In fact, your parents met Laura and me standing here in Crimmy Auditorium when we spoke of unspeakable things like what happens during the first 6 weeks on campus. I will never forget those moments. I hope you didn't hear about it too much on the way home. Laura and I loved sharing with our students and our parents the exciting news about what happens on campus, all of the very good things that we do together at AU. When Laura spoke at Welcome Weekend, she always centered on making the most of your AU experience. And at the close of the weekend, she would usually ask you to follow her on Twitter. And those who did would be privy to impromptu tweets inviting students to meet her at the spot for coffee. As an ardent sports fan, Laura loved to watch the Spartans and looks forward to continuing to do so. She served first as the faculty athletic representative and then moved even farther into the world of Spartan athletics. She has provided leadership to the AU athletics program for years, serving as a member of the senior staff and missing hardly a game when the Spartans were on the field. Whether taking in a home game or traveling to an NCAA conference or to a tournament, Laura is a true Spartan. Of course, her love of sports doesn't end there. Some of us will really miss the Monday morning debrief on the Bears. Usually we quit doing that by the 1st of April, or the 1st of October. She was optimistic in August and September, and then the debriefs became fewer and far between. And then if we were really lucky, we heard about her golf game. Laura came to AU in 1999 as an associate professor of mathematics. And then she served as dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. In 2008, she agreed to become vice president for student life. Currently, she serves as executive vice president. During her years in student life, Laura instilled a strong sense of purpose among the staff. with a myriad of student issues, ranging from serious to day-to-day. Laura kept her staff focused and connected with a steady hand to one generation after another of Spartans, always intent on serving and educating. As a leader, Laura is a consummate partner. She's calm, she's confident, she's incisive, and without question, in each of her roles at the university, her actions and decisions have been grounded in a deep belief in our mission and a passion for serving all of our students. On a more personal note, Laura often was yin to my yang, a trusted and valued confidant who nurtured with integrity and never once choked. As she prepares to retire at the end of this semester, I am pleased to present to Laura DeLacy the 2022 Spirit Award. Oh, she's on Zoom. Should we yell? Should we clap really loud? My hope is that she's back with us for Spartan Spirit Day. She'll be the one in the tiara. Now I invite you to join us for a reception in the Hill Welcome Center at the conclusion of our ceremony. Please stand as we sing our alma mater and remain standing as you are able for the benediction.
Gracious God, we thank you for this convocation, for it has been good to be together again. We ask now that the blessings of heaven rest upon all of the Aurora University family in the closing weeks of this academic year. We lift up our students to you that they may continue to pursue character and scholarship all of their days. Bless us that we may in turn be a blessing to our neighbors, community, and our world. We ask these things by your grace. Amen.